Have you ever pondered the delicate balance between freedom of speech and the right to protest versus maintaining law and order? These are fundamental rights, yet they often create a complex web of societal challenges. Over the past few weeks, we have seen a surge of student-led pro-Palestinian encampments across American college campuses. This wave of activism was ignited by the Israeli strikes on Gaza. These encampments have not been without controversy, leading to disciplinary actions, police interventions, and even arrests and suspensions at universities such as Columbia and New York University. As the protests persisted, the situation escalated. Columbia University in particular began suspending protesters who refused to disperse from campus encampments, despite threats of consequences ranging from probation to expulsion. The university's attempts at negotiations and concessions fell on deaf ears, as the encampments remained intact. This scenario might seem familiar to some, as student protesters occupied the same buildings at Columbia University back in 1968, protesting against segregation in the Vietnam War. The echoes of the past are resonant, and yet each protest carries its own unique set of circumstances and consequences. Now let's distill the key points discussed today. Firstly, we observe the rise of pro-Palestinian student-led protests across American universities, instigated by the Israeli strikes on Gaza. Despite disciplinary actions and arrests, these protests have continued unabated. Secondly, we delved into the specific situation at Columbia University, where protesters face suspensions and threats of expulsion for their refusal to disperse. Negotiations from the university failed to resolve the situation. Lastly, we reflected on the historical context of these protests, drawing parallels with the student-led occupations at Columbia University in 1968. Despite the similarities, each protest movement carries its unique character and impact. In conclusion, freedom of speech and the right to protest are invaluable rights, yet they often bring forth a myriad of complex societal challenges. As these protests continue to unfold, we are reminded of the delicate balance that must be maintained between these rights and the need for order and safety.